darlings, today we're going to talk about finding the exercise that is right for you. So, for the longest time, I've looked at what other people are doing to figure out how I should get into shape. And I'd get these other ideas in my head of like, okay, I need to be able to run a marathon or run a certain speed or bench press however much weight or be able to do like beach body programs like Insanity just without any difficulty. Like maybe some sweat, but I can complete it all and it'd be, yeah, amazing. And I could not do those things. And then I felt bad. And I would kind of equate my physical fitness or lack thereof with my worth, which was really weird. And I don't know why I did that. Because I would think like, oh, I'm not in shape, so I'm just a crappy person. Which is not good. So I've been on a weird fitness journey for a long time, and eventually I just was like, why don't I do what works best for me? And so what I've really been enjoying is doing daily yoga. So that started from doing yoga with Adrienne. She puts out these amazing month-long new videos every January, and so one time I tried one of them. And I was like, this is really good, that it makes me feel so good in my body. It makes me feel aligned and relaxed and just everything stretched out and kind of put back where it's supposed to go. Because I have a fairly physical job. Sometimes I'm doing like 20,000 plus steps a day. So it just helps me with that. And at the same time, I was doing Beachbody's Lift 4, which was a program that I still... Like, I never had any problems with it. I would get a little tired afterwards. But I liked that it was only 4 days a week versus some of their other programs that can be 6 or 7. And I would just feel like trashed after the workouts. And so I was like, well, what do I do? I want to do yoga, but I want to do Lift 4. And that's a lot. Like, I have things to do. I don't want to be working out all day long. Not that there's anything wrong with that if you want to do that, but I didn't. So I decided to stick with yoga. I was like, that's what I want. But I still wanted to do a little bit of weightlifting just to make sure to keep muscle mass and everything. And so I Googled it. I looked for, like, I think I Googled Tim Ferriss weight training or something because I have seen him on couple of interviews. He's basically a dude who like tries to find all sorts of like hacks for everything. So for your body, for your business, for your health, for all these different things. So I was like, hey, maybe he'll have something quick and effective and efficient. And I found something that I think was based off of something he wrote, maybe, which is basically Monday, Friday, you're doing kettlebell swings and then some ab stuff. And then Wednesday, you're doing just some really basic compound weight training. And so I was like, that's perfect. These aren't very long. I can do them maybe right after my yoga or before bed if I don't get too crazy about it. But that lets me still work out some of my muscles. The kettlebell swings are good for your entire body. And obviously some ab stuff is good. So that's what I've been doing. And then I also foam roll because I have knots just everywhere. And so foam rolling just, I don't know if you heard that. Safety? That was not me. Anyway, I find it to be very good for releasing tension, especially if I'm on my feet all day. So when I first started, it was awful, and now it just feels good. It's like that good pain. I noticed that it makes my thighs look a little bit smoother in texture. That took a while, though. That was like months. But I do that, and then I hang on my little yoga swing upside down and do some stretches on that. And that's what I do. And it is kind of a good amount of stuff, because every single day I'm doing something. And foam rolling, you are using muscles and your core and everything. So that's kind of like a mini workout in itself. So it's a decent amount of stuff, but sometimes I'll still find myself feeling a little weird, like, why aren't I doing more? Because I watch my love, and he still does Lift 4, and will be like sweating and grunting and just like so much effort. And I'm like, I don't do that particularly often where I'm like that into it and that intense. So sometimes I'll feel bad. I'm like, oh man, I should be working harder. I should be working out so hard that I throw up. And I'll remind myself, like, that's not what I want to do. That's not one of my values, really. That's not one of my goals. Basically, I just want to feel good in my body. I want to look decent. You know, there's sometimes parts of me that wants to be like, I want to look like a fitness model and just be just so in shape. Not an extra ounce of fat that I don't need on me. Because I have a little bit of chonk up in here. But I am healthy and I feel good. And, like, that's the most important thing. I want to have a routine that supports my lifestyle and makes me feel great. So I'm a pretty busy person. Like I said, I'm on my feet a lot. And so this whole routine, I feel like, just lengthens and strengthens and makes me feel awesome. So if you are looking for the exercise for you, I have a few thoughts. So one, what is something you can do most days of the week for quite a while? That's either something you enjoy or it's bearable. Because if it's something awful and you're just forcing yourself to do it, that can be tricky. So unless you have a very strong goal and like a very strong value of like, I work really hard to get the body I want, like maybe something you just loathe, maybe don't do that. Maybe just throw that out the window. That's what I'd say. Two, think of what are your goals? What do you want to get out of your workout? Do you want to be able to win a race? Do you want to be able to play with your kids if you have kids or your friends? Question mark. Like, what are the things you want to be able to do? Are you at a computer a lot, or are you doing something where it makes your body kind of stiff and sore? And what is something that could maybe help with that? You know, could you implement some yoga or some foam rolling or some Pilates or whatever, or something that will balance you out or make sure you don't have weird imbalances? So kind of take a look at that. Like, what are your goals for your workout? So you can pick it out mindfully. And then you can also ask, like, what kind of body do you want? And are you willing to put in the work that takes? So, like I said, part of me wants to look like a fitness model. But I'm not willing to put in the work that takes. Because I already work out a decent amount. And I'm like, I'm not doing anymore. And sometimes I like chocolate. I'm not giving up chocolate. How dare you? So it's just deciding that, like, what are you comfortable doing for the body that you want? But you get to choose what kind of body you want. You don't have to be whatever sort of size that somebody else is. And then also respect what your body does too, because some people maybe aren't going to be a skinny mini. I feel like my body, it would take a lot to be slender, and I've never wanted to be skinny. I just want to, like, have more tone and less floob. But yeah, some people are never going to be little, and it's just kind of accepting that. Some people are never going to pack on just a ton of muscle and just be like, oh, you're the ball. Oh, yeah. All these guns. Yeah. I don't know what that was. It's also kind of accepting what your body can do, because genetics plays a big role, unfortunately. And I feel like I would be remiss to not mention food, because that affects so much of what everything, even your exercise and how you feel and the energy that you have. Because if you're eating just crap, it's probably going to be more difficult to exercise. So have some food that's natural. Maybe throw away some of the, maybe not throw away, give away some of the processed stuff. So yeah. And again, that's one of those things too where you should just do what works well for your body too, because I fell into the trap of following other people and eating exactly how they ate instead of listening to my body. Now I listen to my body and I feel good. So that's the moral of the story. Why am I pointing at you so much? listen to your body and do what's best for it. So yeah, that's what I have for today. This ended up longer than I thought it was going to be. Okay, bye.